These are the 7 worst military vices that almost every service member is guilty of. The first one is alcohol. Boy, do service members have a tradition of drinking, right? We drink more than we should. We drink underage, of age. I would imagine that almost every service member has drank underage at MOS school or whatever. Some get caught and they get in trouble, but if you were to get really close and be honest with people, almost every service member, I would imagine, has had alcohol underage, whether they got caught or not. Alcohol is, we use it at mess night, we use it at the birthday balls. Commanders on base can actually lower the drinking age in some cases for some events. In Japan, we were able to drink at an earlier age because that was the country's limit. And so alcohol, there's just a long tradition of this being a vice. And I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with that in moderation, but it definitely gets excessive sometimes, and it can be very detrimental. So, don't blow all your money on alcohol, and definitely don't let it run your life. Don't use it as a coping thing and all the normal things. And I am not saying you should drink underage. I'm just saying people do dumb stuff. Number 2 is tattoos. Guilty. The moment I got out of boot camp, I got my Eagle, Globe, and Anchor. I have, 5 or 6 tattoos, and I am by no means tatted up as most Marines are, or as most service members are. Tattoos have a long history, especially the Ed Hardy, Navy sailor style tattoos. Tattoos, basically tattoo culture, as far as I'm concerned, originated in and around the military service, and it's still very prevalent in the military. The downside of that really is just the fact that tattoos can be incredibly expensive. Number 3 is cars, right? I don't know what it is about, you get on base and people drive much nicer cars and they don't make more money. They just spend their money really unintelligently on vehicles. For some reason, service members love to go and buy their Charger, their Camaro, their Challenger, their Mustang, and to buy these things with unnecessarily high interest rates outside of their price range, and they just really tank their finances and their future opportunities by trying to look cool on base. And as a freaking car guy who has some pretty rad cars right now, I don't particularly think this is a good idea. I am very much for hey, buy something reasonable, save your money, invest intelligently, and down the road buy something much nicer. But in the vehicle world, service members sure love to be short-sighted. Number 4 is firearms. It kind of stands to reason that service members would like these, but guns, firearms, this is a very common one, especially amongst the infantry guys and or snipers. My sniper friends have some pretty ridiculous rifle builds, but most service members I know own, I would say on average, more firearms than the non-service members. I am fairly guilty of this. Allegedly, I own a few guns here and there. This one can get you, and it can be an expensive hobby. Now, the nice thing is, firearms generally hold their value, if not increase in value, if you take care of them. So there are worse vices, I suppose, provided, again, you're safe with them. Number 5 is chasing tail. Boy, the amount of headaches that could be avoided by service members trying to keep it in their pants instead of getting it out of their pants or getting someone else's pants. Chasing tail, this just wreaks havoc, I think, on a lot of service members' lives, particularly the male service members. You can do a lot of damage trying to hunt down females for your own, guilty pleasures and entertainment. This vice, I think, gets most of us. Number 6 here, this probably ties somewhat in with that, is the partying all weekend. In fact, my favorite cadence, I kind of went viral on Instagram not too long ago because I was talking through my cadence and singing it. But my favorite cadence in the Marine Corps was, and I'm just going to talk it through this time instead of sing-songing it again, but it's 1st and the 15th, we get paid. 2nd and the 16th, we get laid. 3rd and the 17th, we are broke. Marine Corps pay is a joke. You'd be running in cadence. You'd be like, 1st and the 15th, we get paid. 2nd and the 16th, we get laid. 3rd through the 17th, we are broke. Marine Corps pay is a effing joke. And then the sergeant major would be like, hooray, get back in formation. That's just military in general. Basically, service members get paid, they go out and they blow their paycheck on the weekend, partying, chasing tail, having alcohol, getting tattoos, all the vices. and then they come back and they're broke, and they live in the barracks to eat the chow hall. And then the next paycheck, they go do it all again, and they don't understand how to budget, and they never get ahead of their paychecks. And that leads right into number 7, which is marrying essentially the first person who gives you attention. This often could even be a stripper. Especially the Marine Corps has a really bad reputation for marrying strippers, but just marrying people really fast. Like, for some reason, service members, I don't know if they feel invincible coming out of boot camp, or if they feel like I might deploy, I might die. Like, it's just like this whirlwind of like, go to boot camp, get married, to like the first thing that, puts out for you or shows you any attention. Let me go throw my whole life away by getting married so fast that when I inevitably get a divorce and it train wrecks me, it's like, dude, everyone saw that freaking coming. But it happens.
You can stay broke and blame the system, or you can learn to play outside of the wire. I didn't build a life this big by playing it safe. War Room's the game plan. Scan the QR code or click the link down below, and let's roll.
Bonus here, advice is just not giving a about your finances. This entire channel started as me helping service members and vets with their finances and benefits and VA loans and stuff like that. And that's a lot of what we do. But boy, there's the number of service members who get done with their 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 years, and they're like, oh man, I wish I'd paid a little better attention to my finances. So like, I'll tell you right now, one of your vices should not be ignoring all finances to blow all your money on these other 7 things. Be a little bit more intelligent, at least save 10 or 20% of your paycheck to reinvest when you finally get smart enough to learn how to do it. Read my book, The No BS Guide to Military Life. It will help you. It's everything I wish I'd known when I first joined the military. If you found these beneficial, drop me a comment down below with which one you're guilty of. And if there's something on this list that I missed that you saw a ton of service members do, comment it down below and I'll make a follow-up video. Have a great day.